everyone, welcome back to Mindful Investing. The market has been extremely volatile, and as a conservative investor, I always focus on high quality companies with strong fundamentals. Today we are kicking off a new series where I predict stock prices using both fundamental and technical analysis. We'll be looking at NVDA and predicting its stock price for the next 1 year and 5 years based on its projected earnings growth. Plus, I'll break down the key technical levels where I plan to buy more shares of NVIDIA. And for full disclosure, I already own 29 shares of NVIDIA in my Robinhood portfolio at an average cost of $127. And I'm looking to add more if it hits my key support levels. Before we dive in, I just want to mention this is not a financial advice. I'm just sharing my personal research and strategy here. So please do your due diligence before buying or selling any assets. Alright, to analyze a company fundamentally, we focus on few key metrics. And the first one here is EPS, which is earnings per share. This tells us how much profit a company makes per year. Higher EPS means the company is making more money. And NVIDIA's current trailing 12-month EPS is $2.94, meaning it earns $2.94 per share. And the second key metric is price to earnings ratio, also called as PE ratio. This compares the stock price to the company's earnings. A high PE means the stock is expensive relative to its earnings. And a low PE may indicate a cheap stock, but only if earnings stay strong. NVIDIA's current PE is at 37, which means investors are willing to pay $37 for every $1 of earnings. And the third key metric here is growth rate. This is how fast a company's earnings are expected to grow. NVIDIA's projected annual EPS growth rate is 25.7%, meaning analysts expect the company's earnings to increase at this pace every year. Before we go to the projected EPS, let's take a step back and understand what fundamental analysis actually is and why it's important. Fundamental analysis is a method used by investors to determine whether a stock is overvalued, undervalued, or fairly valued. It focuses on companies' financial growth, growth potential, and overall business performance. Think of it this way. If you are going to buy a business, you wouldn't just look at its stock price. You'd want to know how much money it's making, how fast it's growing, and if it's a good investment for the long run. That's exactly what fundamental analysis does. And now the last key metric is projected EPS. This is the estimated earnings for the future. If we apply NVIDIA's growth rate, we estimate next year's EPS to be at $3.69. Now assuming NVIDIA's PE ratio stays at 37, we estimate projected stock price to be at $136. That's a potential 27% gain from today's price. And now for the long-term prediction, which is for the 5-year projected EPS, we compound the growth rate and projected 5-year EPS to be at $9.22. And assuming NVIDIA still trades at a PE ratio of 37, the stock price would be at $341. That's a 216% return in 5 years if the estimates holds. Now these are just projections. PE ratios can fluctuate and the actual growth rate could be different, but this gives us a baseline expectation. Now let's look at the charts. NVIDIA is currently trading below its 200-day EMA, which is typically a bearish sign in the short term. The stock has been under pressure following the broader market decline, but I believe AI demand will keep NVIDIA strong in the long run. And here are my key buy zones. The first one is at $1 or $2. And the second one is at $90, which is a stronger long-term support. And then we have $79. This is a great long-term buying opportunity. If NVIDIA falls to these levels, I plan to add more shares since I'm confident in its long-term potential. Despite the short-term volatility, I believe AI demand is only getting stronger. Companies are still spending billions on AI infrastructure, and NVIDIA is the biggest player in this space. Their data center and GPU segments are key revenue drivers, and with AI adoption, earnings should continue to climb. I'm a conservative investor, so I always focus on high quality stocks with strong fundamentals. NVIDIA fits that profile perfectly, and I plan to hold my shares for the next 5 years unless I see quick gains in short time. And finally, this is my first video in the stock prediction series, so please let me know what do you think. Do you agree with NVIDIA price targets? Are you buying more at these levels? And what other stocks do you want me to analyze? Drop a comment below. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future updates. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.